Last time on the Creation Adventure series.
If the experts conclude that your creation evidence is stronger than my evolution evidence, I will give you $1 million.
I'm Marty Fishbein, your new intern from the college.
I had asked for an intern, and they told me the budget was too tight.
Maybe they wanted it to be a surprise.
No, he doesn't suspect a thing. I know what I have to do. Gotta go. Call you later. Bye.
These young scientists are part of our Summer Creation Kids Club.
So you're saying dinosaurs had stones for bones?
Trust me, fossils are millions of years old.
It takes a lot more to believe that than creation.
Wow, look what Marty did!
I laugh in the face of danger. Whoa!
Marty found exactly what I was looking for.
That's the most incredible discovery there's ever been.
That is a really nice explanation.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but is wrong.
My marshmallows are on fire!
How can you be so sure?
He's got you, Professor.
Don't pay any attention to his outlandish opinions.
You're toast. You better start writing the check.
Good job, Marty.
Yeah?
Don't you want to see if the rumors are true? A dinosaur living at the same time as man.
Where anybody could get their hands on it?
Good henchmen are so hard to find these days. Guess if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. Miss Jones? Yes, I'll be leaving immediately. Take any messages while I'm gone.
Okay. Let's see. I think I get it now. Noah took 2 of every kind of animal onto the ark.
Right.
And when the Bible says every kind, it means every kind.
Exactly. In fact, it spells out that he took pairs of every clean beast, and of the beasts that were not clean, and the fowl, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth.
And that would include dinosaurs.
Well, I'm convinced of it. And I'll tell you this, if they got on the ark, then they got off the ark.
But Dr. Hansen, if you put a T-Rex on the ark, it would be the only thing left alive to get off.
Oh, well, there were animals of every kind, predators and prey. There were cats and mice and birds and worms and...
And Republicans and Democrats.
Well,
oh, no, I guess
the
not.
point is, if God could get all those animals to come to Noah in the first place, then it was no big deal for him to work it out so they didn't eat each other. Here we go.
Okay.
Take it out. Going to Congo.
Going to Congo. What a wonderful day for an outdoor trip. That's great, huh, Professor? Hello.
Hello, may I speak to Edgar, please?
I think you have the wrong number. There's no Edgar here.
How can you be so sure? Have you asked?
Well, now that you mention it, no. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on. Is there an Edgar here? Ed? Ed Meister? Edgarino? No, there's nobody here by the name of Edgar.
Well, if he's not there, he obviously must be someplace else.
Yeah, he must be.
You wouldn't happen to be heading for...
Someplace else, would you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I am. What a coincidence.
Yes, imagine that. Both you and Edgar heading for... Oh, how do you pronounce that again?
Oh, Kumbutu Airport.
Kumbutu Airport, yes, where you would be waiting for a plane headed for...
Yeah, headed for our secret destination in the Congo.
Exactly.
Small world, isn't it?
Oh, yes, and getting smaller all the time. Well, thank you. You've been a tremendous help.
Okay, bye.
Much more help than you realize. Oh. Yes, this is Professor Thomas Malcolm. Earlier, I ordered one of your Model 16 sabotage kits. Yes, I'd like that shipped, please, to Kumbutu Airport overnight.
Dr. Hansen, are these the best seats available?
They're the only seats available, Marty!
Well, do you suppose I could cash in some of my frequent flyer miles? listen. Wow, that's cool. Oh, I think we're going in for a closer look.
Could my spy at the airport be wrong? What could they possibly find out here?
Here we come! Here we come, mocha jumping jelly beans! Oh, does this mean I don't get an in-flight meal?
They've landed. This must be where I get off.
Lake's right over there. According to the people in the village, this is it, Marty.
This is what, Doc?
Well, for one thing, it's our campsite. And for another,
Yeah?
it's the home of Makili Mbembe.
I still say that's a silly name for a dinosaur.
Well, it's what the locals call it. No matter what you call it, it's going to be the find of a lifetime.
Yeah. I hope it's in my lifetime.
Excuse me, can you sign here, please?
Sign for what?
Air freight.
Air freight? I don't see any air freight. I don't. What? 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 How did you? Hold the phone, Doc. Did you?
All right. Our equipment arrived.
Put the. And then the. And a sign. Yeah.
Marty.
Yeah.
We'll have a chance to look all around tomorrow. Tonight we got to set up camp now. Come on, Marty.
Oh, it's happening again. It always happens to me. Every time. Hey, look at this. I made a new trick. I can do it. Get off of. Oh, bugs are. I'll never get this time. Mosquitoes eat me alive. I hope I don't get some tropical disease. Boy, what I wouldn't give for some.
Insect repellent?
Oh, thanks. How did you put me?
Brian, Lisa, and Tiffany, so glad you could come. Are you all set up?
Yeah.
And
Oh, great. Then we'll be leaving at first light.
yeah, in search of
Makili Mbembe.
Oh, yeah. What a ridiculous name for a dinosaur.
So, Dr. Hanson, suppose we find Makili, and he's, well, hungry. Yeah, for something tender and fresh, like us.
Oh, that's right. A lot of the dinosaurs are meat eaters.
Well, some, but not all of them. In fact, when God first made them, they were all plant eaters.
What do you mean, even Tyrannosaurus rexes?
All of the dinosaurs.
Oh, wait a minute. I've seen the T-Rex teeth before, and they're not exactly the kind of choppers you'd expect to find on a vegetarian, Dr. Hanson.
Let me show you something here. Here it is. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so.
So, just because a tooth looks like it was meant for eating meat,
Doesn't mean that it is. Well, take a panda for an example. Now, they got sharp teeth and they could eat meat, but they're plant eaters.
oh, I see. You know, the more I learn about creation, the more I think about Professor Malcolm. Well, if he would just consider the evidence, he could put this whole evolution thing behind him.
Whoa, what's that?
Kind of sounded like an ape, but, well, not to worry.
So, if all dinosaurs used to eat plants, what made some of them meat eaters?
Sin.
So you're saying the dinosaurs were sinners?
No, Lisa. You see, when God created the earth, he created everything perfect. In fact, in Genesis, we read over and over that when God looked at what he had made, he said it was very good. This is the perfect world that Adam and Eve got to live in. Well, that is, until they decided to disobey God. Then, their sin touched all of creation. It was no longer very good the way God made it.
And that made animals change?
Well, we don't know exactly how or exactly when, but we do know it's not the way God made it in the beginning. You see, sin scars everything that it touches. That's true of our lives and the world around us. Adam and Eve, unfortunately, had to learn that lesson the hard way. Well, let's get some rest.
Good night, Dr. Hansen.
Good night, children.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed too, Dr. Hansen.
Okay, Marty.
I'm gonna make my bed up in here. Say, Dr. Hansen, you don't mind if I use the air mattress, do you?
No, go right ahead, Marty.
Okay, thanks.
What air mattress?
The one from the trailer. The one that says, pull here to inflate.
We didn't buy any air mattresses. The only thing that we have that inflates is rubber wrap.
Oh, now you tell me.
We better get started, Marty, if we're gonna get any of these sonar readings before it gets too hot.
Oh, yeah. Good idea, Dr. Hansen. It does get hot, doesn't it?
If I sink that raft, I can sink their equipment and any chance they have of finding what they're looking for.
Why don't you untie us and then give us a push?
Oh, sure thing, Dr. Hansen.
Here
I'll
we
just
go.
untie the... I'll just untie the... How did the rope...
Marty?
I'm sorry, Dr. Hansen. If this rope wasn't so slimy, I'd be... There! I think I've got it. Okay, casting off.
Marty?
Oh, yeah, Dr. Hansen.
Give us a push.
Oh, sure.
Well, we gotta get
All
going.
right. I untied... Okay, right away. Okay, ready or not, here we come, ukulele Eminem Boney.
That's Mokele Mabembe.
And don't you forget it. Whoa, oops, sorry, Dr. Hansen. Well, I don't have my sea legs yet. Oh, my arms are so tired they're falling off. I sure wish I hadn't forgot those.
Paddles?
Oh, why, thank you. But I lost and I...
Good morning, children. See anything yet?
No, not this morning. But Tiffany did last night.
Really?
Yeah, Dr. Hansen. You were saying there were dinosaurs in Bible times, but I looked up in my concordance last night, and it isn't mentioned anywhere in the Bible.
Oh, well, they're in there, and they're mentioned. They're just not called dinosaurs. You know, that word didn't exist until about 160 years ago. But I want you to listen to this passage and tell me what it sounds like to you. All right, let me see here. Now, it's in Job, and about the 40th chapter. Here it is. Behold, now, behemoth, which I made with thee, he eateth grass as an ox. Lo, now his strength is in his loins, and his force is in the navel of his belly. He moveth his tail as a cedar. The sinews of his stones are wrapped together. His bones are as strong as pieces of brass. His bones are like pieces of iron. Behold, he drinketh up a river, and hazeth not. He trusteth that he can draw up the whole Jordan into his mouth.
Wow, that sounds like an Apatosaurus.
Or maybe a Brachiosaurus. Then, over here in Job 41, there's this creature that's called Leviathan. And it sounds just like a Kronosaurus. Bible scholars believe that Job lived sometime right after the flood. And in these scriptures, God's talking to Job about these creatures that Job had seen, or at least he knew of them. That puts man and dinosaurs living at the same time.
See? See, Tiffany, I told you. Didn't I? Did too. Didn't I? Did too. You two can argue later. Let's go look at the other end of the lake.
Be careful and stay close to shore. Okay.
Well, but... Dr. Hanson? Yeah, I think there seems to be a problem. I know. I think they need to return this paddle. This bar. Something's wrong with it. Bye. See you, kids. Find Moki. Find Mickey. Find me another paddle. This one doesn't work. I don't know what the problem is.
I think there's something wrong with this sonar again. I thought I had a contact about a minute ago, but, well, now it seems like the whole thing's out.
A contact?
Yeah, well, I thought maybe it might be a
dinosaur?
Well, that'd be great, but no, I think it was probably that,
Something like a mocha java con leche?
Mokele Mbembe.
Yeah, that's him.
Well, we got that straightened out. Now,
Yeah.
will you get us back to shore as fast as possible? I want to get this sonar fixed.
But that, and it was all but that,
Marty, would you just paddle, please? Come on.
Yeah,
Fast as you can.
just paddle.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
yeah, just paddle. You know, really, that's a good idea, probably. Would be to paddle fast, huh? That's probably a good idea. Rowing is a good idea. Yeah, and fast is probably a good idea too. So, if the head was about this big, then I estimate the length to be about 25 feet.
Wow!
Marty, are you sure you saw what you saw? I mean, we did get a brief reading on the sonar before it broke, but, yeah, we just don't have any conclusive proof.
Well, it was pretty conclusive to me. I mean, I could hardly believe it. There I was, face to face with, okay, I'm a baby.
Mokele Mbembe.
Well, you know what he sounds like, but I know what he looks like.
So, Marty thinks he's seen something. Well, this ought to knock his credibility down a notch or two.
I'm telling you, I've seen my share of strange creatures since we've been here, but nothing like that 6-foot, fuzzy, floppy-eared rabbit.
What? Huh? What are you talking about?
That rabbit, didn't you see the rabbit? Over there in the clearing.
Marty, you look a little pale. Are you sure you're not sick?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just trying to figure out why you didn't see that rabbit.
What rabbit?
That fuzzy one with the floppy ears and the whiskers and the whole hippity-hop thing going on.
Are you sure you don't have the whole losing your mind thing going on?
Give me a break.
Maybe it's just what you think you saw. You know, Marty, you've been working pretty hard.
Yeah, maybe you just need some rest.
In a nice warm bed.
Under doctor's care.
Ryan, that's enough. Now, I think it's time that we all settle down. No matter what Marty did see or didn't see, we got enough to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, Dr. Hanson, I'll go to bed now.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
So, Dr. Hanson, what finally did happen to all the dinosaurs?
Well, that's really easy. We believe the flood of Noah's day made a lot of changes in the Earth's environment. In fact, the climate before the flood was probably mostly tropical and very mild, with no drastic changes in the temperature. Now, after the flood, that was a different story. Instead of the Earth being covered with lush green plants, it was more like the climate that we see today. Vast Arctic areas, great deserts, and there were a lot of temperature changes. Some of the animals could adjust to the climate, and others, like the dinosaur, well, they just couldn't survive the conditions. Consequently, they didn't repopulate, and they eventually died out.
Except for Mokele Mbembe.
Well, we hope so.
Do you think Marty really saw him?
I don't know, Lisa. I just don't know.
I don't know, Dr. Hanson. All I see here on this thing is a shadow. I think it's getting ready to go kerflooey again.
Either that or it's just fine and we're about ready to get a visitor. Marty.
Yeah.
You better get ready.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. You better believe I'm ready. I'm not letting it get away. I got the camera right.
Marty, where's the camera?
The camera? I know it, buddy. It was... Oh, I know. I put it right up here, right up front.
All
It was
right,
in this water cup.
get the
There we go. Thank you very much, Professor Professor Malcolm! Oh,
Right.
How did you... But I mean...
Malcolm, what are you doing here?
Well, hello, Dr. Hanson. Thank you for asking. I have come for the journal.
Oh, that's all scary. Here, you can have mine.
Oh, look, the blue chips are doing well this quarter. That's not what I meant.
Oh.
I want the journal, the eyewitness journal, your so-called proof of creation.
Oh, so Marty told you about that, did he?
Well, of course he did. Why else do you think I'd chase you halfway around the world?
For plot development?
Well, yes, that too, but don't change the subject. Now, take us back to shore and get me that journal.
There's no need. I have it with me.
What?
Well, you know the saying. Don't leave home without it.
I'm warning you two. Don't trifle with me.
Well, what's the problem, Professor? You asked for it and you got it.
Well, this is just a Bible.
It's not just the Bible. It's the true story of the origin of the species.
You mean all you ever had were a collection of Bible stories? Why, that would never satisfy my panel of experts.
I never said it would, Malcolm. But it's more than enough for me.
And for me. And I think for him. It's not for me. I got him. I got him.
Don't stop, Marty. Don't stop.
You don't want to eat any scientists today, do you?
Oh, I'm getting him, Dr. Hanson. I got him still.
Well, get in the mouth.
Okay. Come on, Professor.
I can't without my photo.
Come on, it's boy, that was close.
Too close.
Yeah, too close.
It was real. It was alive. A living dinosaur. You were right. You were right all along.
What are you so upset about, Professor? You won. I had the evidence. Until I ruined the camera. I blew it. The camera's ruined and now the evidence is gone.
Marty, don't you see? It happened again.
I know. I messed up. I always mess up.
No, it happened again. You had a decision to make. A tough decision. But you came through and you did the right thing.
But the camera.
He's right, Marty. You saved my life.
And lost the evidence.
Marty, it's never really been about the evidence, has it, Thomas?
No.
What's the story here?
Well, it goes back to the days when we were in college together.
You two were in college together?
Yeah. Actually, we were roommates.
Wow.
We did everything together. Lab partners, expeditions, until you changed.
Well, until I discovered the truth of God's Word. And then, yes, that changed everything.
No kidding. You lost your scholarship, your career. No one could take you seriously anymore, you and your creation fantasies.
Fantasies?
All right. Maybe not fantasies. But there's no denying you paid a price for what you believed. And now, well, I suppose it's my turn to pay.
Am I missing something here? I mean, your money's safe.
It's not really about the money. Not completely. You remember when I told you that it takes faith to believe in evolution?
Yeah?
Well, people fight back when you challenge their beliefs.
Even when they're supposedly scientists in search of knowledge.
Even when you challenge them with the truth. You know, Thomas was right to a point. When I went public with my faith and started learning more about the science of creation, well, a lot of the scientific community kind of wrote me off as an eccentric.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah. A lot of the things that were real important to me, well, they just weren't there anymore.
No, the grant money, the prestige, dinner at the dean's house.
Yeah, but you know, when I think about what I gained, and then the things that I supposedly lost, well, those things seem meaningless to me.
I don't know how you can say that. And I certainly don't know how you can mean it. But I wish I did. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, thank you so much for coming today. 30 days ago, here in this auditorium, I presented Dr. James Hansen with a challenge. A challenge to present positive proof for creation science. Now, I offered a prize of $1 million if he was able to do it, although I knew even at the time that he could not.
What do you say, Dr. Hansen? Did you do it? Did you find your proof?
Well, despite 2 incredibly exciting and productive expeditions, I'm sorry to say, no.
No, wait, listen to me, everyone. I said at the start I knew he could not meet the challenge. However, since that time, I have changed my mind. Through a combination of circumstances, let's just say I managed to accompany Dr. Hansen on his last expedition. And though he was not able to return with the sort of surprises he sought and actually did find, he managed to accomplish something that, frankly, I thought quite impossible. He convinced me. Through what I have seen and learned and experienced, I am now a completely committed creation scientist.
But what's the university going to say?
Well, that's quite up to them, but I do know what I shall be saying. Goodbye. I'll be resigning my position here.
Resigning?
Yes, effective immediately. Oh, but Dr. Hansen will be getting his $1 million. In fact, I have the check right here, and we'll be using the money to establish our new research center, the Creation, Substantiation, and Confirmation Foundation.
What about that young man who went with you? What does he have to say?
Well, I wasn't prepared to say anything. I guess I'm a little nervous. I could sure use a
glass of water.
Oh, thank you. That's great. That happens to me all the time, no matter where I am. That's great. I'm glad to be here, though. And I'm sure happy the way things worked out like they did. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. It wouldn't have worked out like that if it hadn't been for Macaulay Zimbibi, or Maui Zucchini. I mean...
Mokili Mbembe!
Yeah, what they said.